Guys, this is Jira. Welcome back to more art, or continuation of art rather. In my last video we were working on this drawing of my Dungeons and Dragons character Katrina, and we're going to continue doing that. We are using the art supplies from the Jazzy art box that I got, which includes alcohol markers and oil color pencils. Not to be confused with wax color pencils. Go watch the others if you want more explanation. I just got done recording an impromptu little update video to put on the channel before all of these videos, and I have lost my train of thought. Other than let's do art. So, let's do art! I'm going to preface this video with, this video is not intended for kids. I don't do anything that would be considered mature content, like rated M with bad language, etc., as far as on my art videos, but like, it isn't for kids. It's for an older audience that is interested in more experienced art, and you're just watching for this. If a kid wanders in, that's not my intention. I'm not gonna say, no, you can't watch this, but I don't gather ad revenue. I don't care about ads. I don't make things for kids. I make it for a general mixed audience, etc. I don't think I really have to worry, but we're just gonna say that. Cool. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about all that lovely stuff that YouTube is now wanting you to comply with. So, and also talking about stuff that the direction the channel is going, or what I'm gonna be doing. To my lovely, like, 3 people that watch. If anybody else is watching, hi! I'm Jira. I do stuff. Okay, let me get back in the zone. Okay. One thing that I'm really feeling now is I had an energy drink earlier today, and I think I'm feeling a bit of the crash, because it's harder to focus my eyes. I don't like doing art with my, I don't like doing art with my glasses on, because my glasses are, like, I just use them. I'm nearsighted, so I don't need my glasses to see this. I need my glasses to see stuff that's further away. And, like, honestly, a lot of times my glasses get in the way when I'm trying to look up close. But that doesn't stop my eyes from getting tired. I would love to have contacts again. Especially now that they supposedly have contacts that are specifically made for if you have astigmatism. And I definitely do. When I was younger and I had contacts, they kept, according to the eye doctor, my eyes kept fluctuating between, you have astigmatism, you don't, you have astigmatism, yeah, back and forth, back and forth. I don't know what was up with that, but I know that because I had it at least some of the time, it made wearing contacts not as pleasant as it could have been. The recommended time, I think it was like 8 to 10 hours. I could get away with about 6, and then I was like tired and needed to take them out. But that was still like a good, I didn't have to take them out, but like I definitely wanted some eye drops, which that's not bad. I mean, having some lubricant eye drops, that was fine. If I could take them out, cool. I could put on my glasses, whatever. It really wasn't a problem. But now, apparently, astigmatism is the reason why when you look at lights at nighttime and you see those lovely little, that lovely little circle of where the light source is, and then you see little lines coming out of it like it's a star. Apparently, if you have normal vision, you don't see that. You just see a dot, and I'm very mad at the fact that there are people out here in the world just seeing perfectly, and I can't. That's not fair. I don't want people to be blind. No, I want everyone to see. I don't want to have problems. But no, like seriously, at nighttime, if I complain about driving at night and you have good vision and not like mine, oh my gosh, driving at night is hard because instead of just having little dots coming at you, you have dots that have lines coming at you, and it essentially makes more, from your perspective, it makes the area be filled with more light. It's bad. You can't see, you can't focus. It's just awful. And so I would love if, since I clearly have astigmatism now, and it's never going away, like, it's gotten worse. I definitely know it's gotten worse as I've gotten older. I don't know if my overall eyesight is super worse, because I can still see pretty darn good. Like, most people I know that wear glasses, they put my glasses on and they're like, what? You don't need these. These do nothing. And I'm like, they do something for me. They just don't do anything for you. Because I luckily don't have that bad of eyesight. I just have enough to where reading a sign sucks while driving. But everything else is pretty fine. Sitting a certain distance from my television sucks. That's about it. But, like when I'm playing a video game or something, I want my glasses on so I can read better. But it's not like everything's blurred, it's just words. But I would love to have some contacts that I could wear all day and it not make me feel the way that it used to feel, if they have those indeed for my eyes. That would be great. But contacts are expensive, so we're not doing that anytime soon. Okay, is that it for this? I believe so. So we have, so far, we have this. The next thing, so this is the original that we're going off of, that I did with all my notes about how I colored, and we're just putting it in here as a reminder, or to anyone that's new and missed the others. The next thing is the ears. And my notes say I did the ice gray 1 instead of the ice gray 4. And then I did pale tan on the edge, and then I did ice gray 1 again to blend it. So that's cool. Yep, that makes sense. So we're gonna do very carefully. This is, I'm gonna wait a minute. We're gonna make sure. Tester paper. Hello. Yep, still all good. Okay. And then I did pale tan, which it looks like I just did a line. Like that. To give it some color. So I just did a little line there. And then I took, hey you, too dark of a gray. Go over there for right now. So I don't mix you up. And then I blended it in. And I'm pretty sure I just blended it in with these kinds of strokes. Just to have a hint of skin tone. This is how the inside of my cat's ears look, more or less, and that's what I was basing it on. It's like my cats don't have anything that's bright and pink. They have like kind of dark ears that barely have color, and then they have fuzz. So this was the best way I can mimic it. I think that looks pretty good. So we did that. Is that all of her fur? face, arms, nothing on the hands, legs, tail. Yep, that's all on that. Cool. So now she has a fur pattern. Yay! Time for the clothes. Yay! The harder part. The blending part. Oh no! Okay, so let's see. My notes. I believe the shorts were the easiest thing to do. As far as the colors and stuff. I'm gonna do, let's see, it says the shirt's the most difficult thing. The shirt has the most things I did to it, so I'm gonna start with her gloves and her shorts because they have the least amount of things. Like her gloves and boots, according to my notes, have 2 things done to them. Besides the little embroidery pattern on top. Which the embroidery pattern on top, that one's a pretty cool trick that I figured out that I'll explain. But we're going to do the gloves first. So the gloves I did with, it says a lighter coat of brown pencil, but it doesn't tell me whether I used walnut or brown ochre. Burnt ochre, excuse me. So I'm gonna test that out real quick. I'm pretty sure I used walnut. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. The whole point of her gloves and boots, I wanted it to look like actual, like, you know how you have leather gloves and boots, but they were dyed purple. So that's why they're so dark. And I have no idea how this is done in real life beyond basic junk I've seen in television, TV, movies, stuff that my dad watches, that's westerns. I probably know a lot more than most people in general, but I don't feel comfortable saying I know a whole bunch about it because I don't know the whole process. That's like my standard here. I have a high bar. But yeah, I wanted it to be, here's some brown leather and we dyed it purple, so it's not going to be as vibrant as the shirt because you can only dye it so much. So that I'm pretty sure I did not use. I used the walnut. Yes. Yes, that is true. For... It looks like what I did for the shorts, it says that I did walnut and pale tan. So I'm going to put another swatch of walnut here. And yeah, it says a lighter coat of brown pencil. So I didn't use this. I used just the walnut from what it looks like. And I'm going to see, where's my purple? There's it. Okay, so I have amethyst is the specific purple I have. Amethyst LV3, whatever that is. I don't know if that means level or that's just their code. I doubt it means level, but that's what my gamer brain does, is it's a level. We're gonna go here. Yeah, and see, that made a really dark, yeah, that made a really dark purple. That looks like it's still brownish, too. So, that did that. And it says I did pale tan for the shorts, so we're gonna test that real quick and make sure that looks more or less right. What the heck? That's not as dark as what I did. I mean, it kind of is, but did I just put down more? Let me see if I just put down more. It might have been I did a lot. Yeah, it looks like that's what I did. I put down a thick coat of brown. See, oh yeah, by the way, this is what I'm talking about by cleaning the marker of the oil. You'll want to do that. But and see, like I used a whole bunch, but you can see how it cleaned up right there. So that was with it blended into it, and then now it's clean again. So, yay, you don't ruin your marker. Otherwise, I would never do that. I don't like ruining things. Okay, so I did that, and it looks like... Okay, so for the pants, for the shorts, I think I did... It seems like I did the shadows... I have no idea. Did I do shadows first? I know on the shirt I did shadows first, then added color, then did some more shadows, then added color. Like I wrote down the order for the shirt because you can kind of tell there's two different, maybe not, but I can tell that there's two different shirts. Like there's two different ways I did the shirt, and I liked this one better. It looked better. I can't, did I think I did the shadows second on the shorts though, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We are going to do a little bit more testing. This is what we do. This is what happens when you don't do the thing immediately after knowing what to do, and you have to wait a month. So I did dark. I know that I did dark like this. Like I know that I did dark shadows with that. With the medium shadows, I did this. I think I put it on top. I really think I put it on top because that looks so dark, and I don't remember ever doing that. Hang on. Let me see. Yeah, I think because it was... I think because this one... Ew. Yeah, I think with the shorts, I did my shadows second because I was using a color pencil. But with the shirt, I did my shadows first, at least a little bit, because I didn't use a color pencil at all with the shirt, according to my notes. Okay, cool. And that's why you have a scratch paper, guys. And that's why you do mock-ups and all that stuff that I didn't used to do as a youngin', and now I'm doing them. Okay, so we're gonna do these first because they were easy. Speaking of scratch paper, I took art in high school. I took 4 years of it. I didn't do like some people and be like every single semester, but you know, I took it art 1 through 4. And I have to say I did pretty darn good. But I found my sketchbook from art class, and when somebody says, I found my sketchbook from art class, I think the default is to imagine something more like this, where you actually have drawings in it. No, not the case with me. My sketchbook was where I practice a bunch of random crap. Like, okay, is this how this looks, etc. There's nothing finished in that thing. There's barely even any drawings in that thing. That thing, that was purely scratch paper. My sketchbook was purely scratch paper. I did not draw in that thing. I had a separate sketchbook that I did my own personal stuff in, but the one that was specifically for art class, I just did like some basic sketches of like, oh, here's where a face, here's how to line up a face kind of stuff. I tore out paper from it for if we had to do something to submit or whatever. But most of that book, you flip through it, And it looks like this. And worse. It's where I did all my dumped colors. I have so many pages in that thing where I was scritching with testing colors, and whether it be with color pencils, with markers, with ink, paint, everything. Just crazy. There's nothing really worth like looking at in that thing, because there's not really any actual drawings. It's just where I dumped all my color tests. Get yourself a sketchbook that's cheap for color testing. Highly recommend it. Not like this thing. The one that's, clearly kids craft art stuff. Just to see what do the swatches, You still might want some paper that's closer to what you're going to be working on, so you can know that it's going to go down properly. But overall, just figuring out, hey, what color does this do? Just get yourself a cheap sketchbook. Or you could be like me and use cardstock for everything. Cardstock's pretty cheap on Amazon, considering. Oh yeah, I got an email. That reminds me, I got an email from Amazon saying something about, would you like to have a business account? It's free. And I'm like, what? And apparently it's because this past year I ordered a whole bunch of paper and ink and envelopes and various other, quote, business office supplies. And so I wonder if that's even a thing I can consider, because I mean, I have an art business that I'm working on getting going. I suppose that counts as self-employment to some degree. I don't know. I don't know what, like, the email said, like, did you buy, are you shopping for work? I'm like, yes. Not for a company. I'm shopping for me work. I don't know. I don't know what counts, so that's something I need to look into. If you have any information, leave me a comment. Okay. So that's about what I did. Laid down a nice layer of brown. Nice layer of walnut. Now for the maca. The reason I am going straight for the brush tip is because I have learned that a little bit of the blending is a bit different with the oil from the pencils based on the tip. And so just to be consistent, I'm very, 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 very carefully doing this instead. And that looks real nice. That looks real nice. I apologize that you cannot see the lower part of the sketchbook. It's just, if I twist it to where you can see, I don't have a good flat surface at the moment because my laptop is still on the table so that I can make sure I'm controlling everything right. / I think it's using the laptop's mic instead of the webcam's because my webcam's old and didn't want to play nice with the Xbox game recorder that's built into the laptop. So, yeah. Okay. But here we go. That is a brown, purple-ish color. I will turn the light on real quick so you can kind of see it better, I think. Yeah. It's such a dark color. I'm not bothering with shadows for that because I don't really want to ruin the consistency. And also this was more of a let me just draw my character kind of exercise. So the really dark stuff I'm not going to mess with, but like the lighter things I put shadows on. But like you saw in the original, I didn't really put any shadows on her. But that was because when I did, it kind of looked like, stripey. So I'm not going to worry about that. It's my drawing. Okay. So we did that, and the next is the pants. And we said we were doing brown first. And it was pretty solid compared to the gloves and shoes. Why are you shaking so much? What is making you shake? Is it the cord? Is it because of the cord being connected or something? Is that what's going on? Maybe. I don't think this table's touching the other table, so it might just be the cord. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm looking at it and yeah, it's the cord, I think. I'll have to figure that out for next time. I'm sorry. Obviously, I recorded all of these videos in one sitting because why would I stop in my mojo? Why would I, like, pick all this up and continue later? That's not how I would do this thing. I don't think hardly any artist by choice stops and comes back very often. Like, I mean, obviously you do sometimes, but I've just seen so many artists where they're in a zone and you don't want to leave because you'll lose your thoughts, and so you just continue and you keep going until you get done. And maybe that's not good. I don't know, but like, if you're gonna stop, you gotta stop somewhere that feels natural. And a lot of times it doesn't feel natural to stop in the middle of the coloring process. Okay, so we did that. And now we got pale tan. How's my time looking? Awesome. And we just go all over with pale tan. I don't think I used the squeegee. I think I just used the brush. More or less for everything. you know what I bet I did? I bet I went over the whole thing with the gray 4. Let me see. On paper, test paper. I bet that's what happened with some of it. Yeah, because it kind of like blended it away a little bit. It made it more cohesive instead of all these streaks. I bet that's what I did. Okay, so we got this. And now that we have our base color that looks a little streaky, but if I continue working at it, it's going to lift a lot of the brown that's there. For the moment, and from what it's looking like, I'm going to go with the shadows. So I outlined with this where I felt the shadows should go on the edges. Which is kind of just reinforcing some of the line art, honestly, at first. Did that, and then I did the pocket. And I made sure to do the waistband thing, belt area. She's not wearing a belt. I hate belts right now. I'm on a belt streak. I can't find a consistency that I don't feel is annoying and painful. So, belt strike. That is the wrong thing. Put you right there. There. This. Ice Gray 4. So the first one I did was Ice Gray 9, and you can see that. I know it's not in great focus, but you can see what I did there. And then now I'm going back with Ice Gray 4. And I am doing just a little bit of a brush over in some of the areas. I'm going to clean that a little bit. There we go. It's blending some of that away. But it's also making it shadowed. Okay, and then you go in here. I think I need to go over the whole thing with this. Holy cow. So that's interesting about the sketchbook. After a certain point, you're just kind of pushing some stuff around. I don't think that happened on the cardstock. I mean, I guess that's good, because I think that's what markers are supposed to do if you're using the actual intended paper. But it's so weird to experience when I wasn't experiencing it before. Okay. So that made it kind of more of a, based on that made it kind of more of a different brown. So I'm going to see if I can clean this off. That way I have a good gray still. Come on. Clean. There we go. 2, going to take the nib of the Ice Gray 4 and do a couple of darker things. I'm gonna go back in a little bit with this and see if I can make it be, yeah. I know that looks really crazy at the moment, but my plan is to blend it together with this gray. So we're learning something today. This is new. This is not what it did in the original. I think we have hit the point where the paper isn't absorbing anymore like it was. So I'm going to I think I'm gonna revisit with that with the pale tan, so that I can make it look a little bit more like I wanted it to be a little richer. So we're going to revisit and brighten it up a bit. There we go. That is pretty neat. I was not anticipating that. So yeah, you're seeing you're seeing me learn. Instead of, oh, look at this, I know exactly what to do. Okay. And then I'm going to clean that. There we go. And I'm going to go with the colorless blender wherever I put it. And I'm going to do just a little bit of a highlight because I had some of those. But it was like mostly here. And then like a little bit on the pocket. Just to do that. Very gently. Very gently. Not much. Okay, I think I got about, it's just so weird. I'm just having to look at it a bit. That's just fascinating. What's it doing on the other side? Oh, dude! Okay, so sorry, I'll reveal that in a minute. Okay, that's there. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the pale to the pockets because they don't look quite the way I want them. A little too gray. There. Cool. So, real quick, I'm thinking this just has to dry. This is so interesting to me because the texture of this, it's hard to see on here, but to me, it looks a lot more like it's a part of the paper. Like it's like you can see on the back side. Look at that. Obviously it's soaked in, it's part of the paper. You don't see the brown, but you see the tan that I used, and the grays and purples. But on this one, I'm going to carefully, because I think it's still drying. Look at that. Look at that. Like, it's going through, but it ain't going through to this page. And the oil on this paper is doing a little different. The oil pencil is doing a little bit different than what it did on the cardstock. Overall, I'm very impressed with this sketchbook. Holy cow. This sketchbook is something phenomenal. So the pants are just a little more streaky than what they did on the cardstock, and I'm going to let it set before I see if I can touch that up any. I think I can touch that up with just by letting it chill and then running the pale tan back over top of it, because like this went fine, but you saw how I had so much on it. I think it's a matter of how much stuff is in there. Which I've seen people do on the blending cards a little bit, but I wasn't, like, I'd never had one, so I wasn't sure how all those worked out. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna try the shirt. Do we have enough time? Maybe? Hopefully. Hopefully we have enough time. I know that I did. We're gonna make sure. Yep, it's all good. I'm pretty sure what I did was I took this and I went very carefully around what edges. It looks like I went very carefully near the neck line, above that, obviously the bust. Okay, so I'm gonna do this first. It looks like I just did that. It doesn't say anything about Ice Gray 4, so I'm gonna go with it. And I'll add to it, because since this is doing a little different anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. Yep, that is how I did it. I didn't use the 4. It looks like I did the dark shadows with the 9, and then I went back with the 1 to blend them out a little bit if I needed. But then everything else, yeah, because doing it with the other one made it look too gray or something. It looks like. And this is a distinct purple. This is a very nice purple. This is even looking better than the purple that's on the other one, in my opinion, but we'll see how that goes when I get to the end. I really like this sketchbook. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. No! Say it ain't so. I did a thing. I went outside the line. Can I make it better? I can, I think. I think I can make it better. If I very carefully. We'll see how that turns out. If I have to, I'll darken her other arm. I accidentally went into it, and I noticed it so badly. I was like, no, I need to correct that. I'm not as worried about the ocarina, because the ocarina is going to have some white on it. Oh, that lightens it up too much, doesn't it? This is the ice gray. That's not the... Okay. That's not the blender. That's that. Okay, well, we learned something. We are going to fix that. We're not going to use that at all, basically, is what's going to happen. We're not going to use that one at all. Go away. Be gone. Worked on the other paper, didn't work on this one. And blend 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 and blend. And blend and blend and blend and blend and blend and blend and blend. That's what Jazza says all the time in his instructions. So I must be doing it right. That's actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I took this and I made some slight highlight. There. And on, of course, this area. Just gently. And a little bit here. And we'll see what that does. Because I don't honestly know what it's gonna do. So when you put the blender, the colorless blender on something, it lifts it because it adds... I know my blender point looks awful, but it actually doesn't show up as that color. It's just stained for some reason, and it's just, I've stained it, and so it just is what it is. But it doesn't actually do that on the paper, as you can see there. So you don't see it. You see like a little bit of lines from something else, but not that. And so it's just, yeah. You add a little bit more, but you don't put too much. A little bit more. Make it all nice. A little bit on the shoulder. A little bit on the shoulder. Okay. Very gently. Very gently. And if you have to, you go back with the purple. Very gently, because you lightened it up too much. There. I think that'll be good. It's hard to tell while it's drying, and I don't have good light. Let's see. There we go. Now you can kind of see. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Really quick, we did... What did we do for the ocarina? Burnt ochre. And the blender, and magenta, and the blender. Okay. So we didn't actually do any white, but that's okay. So burnt ochre pencil. Hey, you do not need to do anything right now, computer. It is not time to restart. It is not time to get it all fancy spancy. None of that, good sir. Okay, blender. I think it was just to make it look more like a marker. Yeah. Or to brighten it up a bit, it looks like. We can leave that one. I'll clean that up in a minute. And then we did some magenta lines, it says. So that was just to give it kind of a different texture. Because I wanted it to look like wood. But not your standard wood. I wanted it to be a bit brownish. Okay, a little bit more back on there. Okay, so let me see. So yeah, you can kind of see where I wish my camera was better, because the streaks don't look as predominant on here as they seem to be doing on my computer screen. Looks like her arm ended up matching up fine. So I'm gonna leave that. I think I'm gonna go back over the pants one more time with pale tan, and then, oh, I forgot to add these things. That's what happens. Okay. Well, those are final touches anyway. So this is here. I know this was that because I wanted it to be like kind of a, what you call it, sort of a goldish color. Yeah, so I was gonna do this one more time with this. See if I can smooth it out a little bit, very gently. Sorry, I kind of have to tilt it this way so I can see it better at an angle for the moment. Because I think what the problem is, that's bugging me at least, is I need to add it on top. And it doesn't really want to do that. There. That's a bit better. I think that's a bit better. I wish that I had a better focus, but in person, that looks a bit better and closer to what I originally did. I like that her shirt is brighter, though. Like, her shirt on this, in the sketchbook is much more vivid than what I did on the cardstock. So that's cool. And that was a weird sound I made, but I'm just cleaning my pale tan. Since I did a lot of smushing around, there we go. Oh, and I need to clean the color of Splendor a little bit on the tip. Oh, lovely sound. There we go. That's the squeaky end. Okay, so we did all that. Now, the final touches are the embroidery patterns. Those were done with, let's move that, because I wrote down exactly what I did with those, I'm pretty sure. They are, is it on that one or is it on another one? You have to just pardon me for a moment. Ah, I saw you. I saw you briefly. There you are. So I wrote down what I did on this paper, where I was testing how stuff showed up on top after everything dried. And what I did was I used the white gel pen on top that's normally used for your, like, to add some highlights back in. So I did that. And I specifically used I did not use the one that came with the Jazza set. The one that came with the Jazza set was a Uniball Sigma broad white gel pen. It performed a little differently with the second thing that I did. And so I ended up using my Jelly Roll from Sakura brand. Jelly Roll 8, whatever. It's still a white gel pen, but it performed better with the second part of this. And that was not in my room with me. No! I'll be right back. I gotta go get the supply. I put it away. In hindsight, I possibly could have split this video up into 2 more, but oh well. It is what it is. Maybe I will clip it. Who knows? Anyway, so I added, for the little tiny details, this is just me being me and not knowing how to do tiny details on a small drawing with just the tools I had. But I have the Jelly Roll that I liked better than the Uniball one. My cats are now being stupid. I'm sorry. And then I tried with pencils, but I ended up using these instead. These are, hold on. They are Stabilo. They are Stabilo .88 fine liners. I got a set of however this many is, I forget. Looks like 24-ish or so. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of different colors of fine liners, and I ended up using these on top of the Jelly Roll. So I believe I used this one. I'm gonna make sure. Yes, I don't think it was this one. That is way too dark. I did not use that one. Okay, so I used this, and I used this one. The really light green one, I believe. Yes, I used the light green one. And then I used the peaches color. I have like, I wrote down what these all are, but they don't say it on the marker. They say it on, I think, the website that I went to. If not, then I named them. Yeah, I went to a website to find out what they are. They don't actually say their color on these for whatever reason. They say their product number or color number, which is fine. I am fine with that. Like, I don't care about color names, I care about color consistency. So this is number 59. I want number 59 to always look the same no matter what you call it. So, but I still went on a website that had the listing of these so that I could write down what they are. This is light lilac. And this one is apple green. And this one is apricot, specifically. Okay, so am not worrying so much about like the perfect detail of this because that's what the embroidery design was for. I'm just gonna do my best. And for whatever reason, my particular jelly roll is like being kind of weird and wanting to write in one particular angle but not so much in the other, and I think that's just a product of gel pens. I'm not sure. I think that's just what gel pens do. So I did little lines there, and really carefully just, I didn't want to get too fancy with the edging, especially if I were to make this in real life at some point. I don't trust myself to be all that fancy. It was mostly the embroidery that the pattern, the little flower pattern that I wanted to be fancy. So, how did I do this? I put a little circle here. Yeah, I can't really sketch this on top of here. So I have to just do it and hope I'm good. I'm going to do a little circle there. We're going to let that dry for a second. And we're going to move down to the boots. Because I did the upper part of the boots. I believe I went down with this like that. Did the same thing. So, in order to outline the zipper a smidgen. And if not, well, I'm doing it now, so... With the jelly roll, I sometimes have to go back over it to make the line more vibrant. But the other one was not doing the vibrancy that I wanted. It wasn't doing as good. For mixing with, like, all I did was I layered both pens. I wrote with the jelly roll, and I wrote with the Uniball, and then I wrote on top of them with this Stabilo. And the jelly roll had better color, so I don't know if that means the jelly roll blended better with it, or what. I don't know. I don't know the chemistry of jelly pens. So, I don't know. I don't know what gel pens are made out of or how they work. I assume they're like kind of like putting something on top of things in the way that we put nail polish on top, but definitely not the same as nail polish. I don't know how they work. They just do what they do. And one let me put purple on it, and I could see that it was purple, and one, it still looked kind of whitish. So this is the one that let me put purple on top. This is for the purpose of this particular detail is not for the purpose of showing this. That's what's going to be on the next page. This is just to show where it is. I can't do something that small, that awesome. You know, I just can't. I can on digital, but I just have to make it look good enough so that you know there's something there. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that does that with character designs. It's like there is some kind of doodle here. Oh, and then we zoom in and we see that the doodle looks like this. Okay. Let me do this one. Oy. Okay, there we go. The white part is done. And now, you let it dry for a second. Take a little bit of a drink. See, now that it's setting, so that's the thing, sorry. That's the thing about the alcohol markers. Now, after they set a bit, you can actually see the highlights that I put in better. And so I would even possibly go back and add some more stuff. I'm going to leave it for now, but I might honestly go back and add a little bit more purple back to the shoulders, because in person they're looking a little odd to me. But that'll be a later thing, because you know how when you look at something for too long, you can't decide. I have two versions in front of me. I can't decide what I want. And at the same time, it still, in its own way, looks fine. So, let's see. I chose green for the edging. So I'm going to go with the green. And, whoa! I am sorry. We had an earthquake called Jira knocked the book into the stick that's holding the camera. Whoops. Okay, so now what we do is we go back on top of the jelly pin with the green very gently. That looks a lot darker than what I did. Hold up. Is there another green that I chose? No, this is the lightest one. Okay, it's just doing a thing today. Oh well. That's okay. This is to represent where stuff is, and not the actual colors, because the actual colors will be on the other one, which weren't even done with this. They were done with pencils and blender. Can you even see what I'm doing? Nope. See how it's like really vibrant? And then now it's back down? That's because now it's green. And so it doesn't look so stark like, there's white gel pen. Yeah. That's so tacky. It doesn't look so bad. You do have to clean the tip of this off a little bit, because, like I said, I don't know how gel pens work. They have gel. Whatever gel is. Whatever gel's made out of, they have gel. So it gets on the pen a little bit sometimes. Also, these pens are like, the pen nibs are really stiff. So even if it doesn't like get on it because it's wet, it probably gets on it because the pen nib could scrape it off a little bit. Who knows? When I was a kid, I used to use gel pens all the time to write on my skin, because, you know, people were like, don't write on your skin with ink, it's bad, blah, 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 blah. But gel pens were, like, different. They were different. They weren't ink. They were gel ink, and they also washed off fast. And so me and my friends would write on our skin with gel pens, and it was also prettier. And then it washed off so easily, nobody got too mad about it. It was also the way that we played, like, we made up some weird cootie catcher game that wasn't a cootie catcher, but, like, more in depth with more options and stuff. We wrote that on our arm because the teachers would throw away the paper ones we made. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Throw away my arm? We would just write it back on our arms. They made us wash it off. So that's what I was as a kid. I was the quiet kid that didn't do a whole lot, and so it's actually a little bit shocking thinking back on it that I even did that. Like, working around the system, because I was like in 4th grade. I didn't become really out of my shell until I was older than that, and even then, like, I'm still very reserved. It's just I'm not around my friends, you know, like, but I didn't do stuff to get in trouble. But just the fact that I still participated in, like, what are you gonna do? Take my arm? Can't take my arm away. That's just funny thinking about it now. Okay. There's all those. Clean that off a little bit. Put it away. And purple! Time for the purple! Yay! Can't really see the apricot much, but it looked good to me. This sketchbook is so nice, though. Oh my goodness. It's definitely different than working on the cardstock. Holy cow. Get this sketchbook, Megan. Get it. I will also let you know about the other sketchbook that I got and see. Well, I think I have to do a comparison video at some point, even if it's just a quick yakking about it, because this is really cool, but I haven't actually researched like where to order it from, whereas the other one I got off of Amazon. I know where it's at. It's in my list. It's in my history. I did a lot of stuff on Amazon in December because Prime. I don't have Prime anymore, but it was nice because I didn't have to pay shipping for presents. And that paid for itself within 2 present purchases. So, yeah. And the reason I got it I got the sketchbook off of Prime is because my mom was like, what's something that I can get you? And I'm like, get this book. I need something to do markers in. And I wasn't really sure if this was made for markers or just a general, like, this is a good book recommended by Jazza for anything. And so I picked something that was, I picked something that was like $20, but it specifically was like supposed to be for markers. And a lot of people were like, yeah, it works really good with markers without being marker paper that's stupidly expensive. I believe that's everything. I think I'm finished. Let's zoom in as best as we can get it to focus. But you can tell that now it has color and it looks really nice. And then now it did a weird color adjustment because I don't know how to fix that. But yeah. Yay! She's in my book now. I need to sign it. Do I sign it? I guess I sign it Jira because that's my artist name. Yep. So what shall I sign it with? I'll sign it with this. So this is Katrina. I don't know what her last name is. I haven't decided that. But this is Katrina. Where should I don't want to put it here because she just looks so nice with this empty. I guess I'll put it under here. So this is Katrina. And then, here we go. Ta-da! I guess I need to date it. So this was Well, I did it 2020, so there we go. All right. My first finished piece in this sketchbook. That's so, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, it's like really kicking in now. I'm really happy. I'm really happy I did this. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I have been taken by surprise at this euphoria. Holy cow. I know it's kind of silly because it's like, well, I've been planning to do this whole time, so like, what's up? But it's done, and it's officially in a book, and I did a character, and I colored it with professional tools, and I'm not. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with this. I thank you for watching this process. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna do more of these. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone that's ever helped me with things related to this. And thank you so much, the person that got me these supplies. I did not mean to. Oh gosh, I'm gonna get happy, teary-eyed. I didn't mean for this to happen, but thank you. Here they are, side by side. So, more or less look the same. Like, paper difference, but hold on, let me get a better. I can't pick things up. I'm emotional now. There we go. So, more or less look the same. I think that's pretty awesome for coloring it twice on two different paper. Slightly bigger than the first one I colored. Oh my goodness. I'm just. I'm happy. I'm gonna go now and be giddy at the worst time of night. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Please tune back in when I have more stuff to do. I'm extremely excited now. I'm so excited to be working on my art, because that's what makes me happiest, is making things, creating things, along with making like toys for children and stuff. So I'm happy right now, and I didn't. Oh my gosh, I did not. Yeah. I'm sorry to go speechless. I'm just overwhelmed with thankfulness, and yeah. And I have it's in my book, and there's my signature. It's becoming real. Everything's becoming real, which is amazing, because I've had so many things where it feels like I can't put a grasp on some stuff in life, and this feels real now. And so, yeah, and I know this is like, I know this is such a small time thing, like nobody knows me except for a few people and stuff, but just being able to do and accomplish it is, because I'm such a critical person of my own abilities, having this is great for me. Okay, that's enough of me rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching all of this long process. I will have more stuff soon, and I love you guys. Be good people. Do happy things. Be just spread good vibes. Bye bye.